Hey, what's up, witches? This is just a little personal vlog about my ongoing health stuff. And if you're new here and you're new, you're just here for the unboxings and stuff, you don't need to watch. But for the ones that have been with me a while and, you know who you are, I just thought I'd tell you what's going on. It's been a while since I've done a live stream, and that is because of just the amount of energy that it takes. And where my system is. We're at the end of February now, and this is historically my worst time of year, and I feel so much better than I usually do. And because, and I will say that therapy light and Adderall have had a hell of a lot to do with that. Just keeping my dopamine levels where they need to be, and that therapy light just keeping my brain from tanking. And, my little studio area that I sit at here is just such a happy place. I have a lot of beautiful lights, and it's just, when I'm coming up from downstairs, it's just like this, oh, a little inviting place for me. So, I keep things as good as I can here. Um, the acupuncture has done wonders for me, but since last June, I've had such severe neck and shoulder pain. And the shoulders are part of the Ehlers-Danlos hypermobility. My shoulders go out of joint a lot. And because of that, and because I don't use, then I stop using my arms and reaching for things when your shoulders are always going out. You don't reach for stuff as much. And so those muscles get weaker and then they dislocate. And it's that terrible negative circle. Um, but then I also have stenosis in my neck, and I've had some severe pinches. And with chronic fatigue syndrome, three strikes, you're out, right? Yeah, I hear you. Let me do a side step here. Um, the name of what I have had my whole life keeps changing. It's the same thing, but it keeps changing. First of all, when I was 16, it was fibrositis. No, first of all, when I was a child, it was growing pains that didn't go away. Then it was fibrositis at 16. Then it was fibromyalgia in my no, then it was mono in my 20s that they kept testing for but never came up positive. Then in my 30s, it was fibrositis or fibromyalgia, sorry, fibromyalgia. And then it's a connective tissue disorder that shows up on a blood test. So it's not fibromyalgia, but we don't know its name. And that is literally what my doctor said. She was amazing. But it was a positive ANA titer that indicated, yes, I have a connective, or I have an autoimmune disorder. Then now oh, glory, hallelujah, now the connective tissue disorder part is Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, hypermobility. The mono part, is Epstein-Barr. But also it all falls under this umbrella of ME/CFS, and the ME is myalgic encephalomyelitis / chronic fatigue syndrome. And none of those things are testable. Fibromyalgia, at one point, they test by your pressing tender points, which are the tendon insertions, and if you shoot off the table and you have a certain number of those points that make you do that, then that was the diagnosis for fibromyalgia. But there's not a blood test for it. Every other variety of Ehlers-Danlos, because there's a whole bunch of kinds, are testable one way or another, but the hypermobility kind is not. So here's another side quest. My sixth house of health is ruled by Aries, Mars, and Mars sits in Taurus in that house. Mars is opposed by Neptune from the 12th house, which means really odd, mysterious health issues. Health issues that nobody can identify they're weird. But it's all hypersensitivity too, which is also bad Neptune. So it's because of my psychic abilities and my hypersensitivity that all these other things come in. Um, at any rate, I am at a glorious time in my life where there are some diagnoses, like, having ADD diagnosed, having autism spectrum disorder diagnosed, um, having adrenal insufficiency diagnosed. Those things make it to where I'm now no longer in the place that I was in for the majority of my life, which is just learn to live with it. It's all in your mind. And even if they would say things like, it's your psychological state, your emotional state, whatever, it just read like it's your fault. It's all in your mind. You're cooking it up here. So the validation of the diagnoses have been absolutely invaluable. It's so I was finally able to truly let myself off the hook after 60 odd years. Um, Going, hey, you know what? You really did do your best. You have done your best. You really have been ill, you know? Um, and you're not just a malingerer. And of course, all the anger that I'd carried all those years there was one final burst of, God damn it, I felt I had the support that I needed, but nobody else did when I was growing up. Nobody else, especially girls with these issues, had anything either. So, anger gone, that has alleviated a lot of things. But at this point, uh, I've been really I think the acupuncture has sort of, it's aligned things, but I think my body's also releasing and processing things. But so I've been in a massive flare, and some days it's, I just feel, some days like today is a good day. I feel okay today. That's because I slept for almost 10 hours last night. And thank you, medical marijuana. Um, and I woke up with this not all locked up. And I've learned things, some exercises and stuff, and working with the vagus nerve. I've gotten myself out of my low back being out like overnight. I've gotten myself out of this stuff all locking up. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm back where I started in June. No, I've been able to unwind it. So I'm learning, I'm learning, I'm learning. And then there are the days when the CFS flares up like mad, where I can feel my liver being inflamed. I feel my spleen being inflamed. It's like there's a balloon under here. Um, and those are the days where my husband goes to the store and we get lots of juice. And, I do bone broth and red raspberry leaf and nettles tea for solid nutrition. I take a huge array of supplements. And, I've got this box that is full of, well, this is my today's one, and I've taken most of them, but I have a box and it's just like, and most of those are supplements, not prescribed medications, because I am so sensitive, I can't take most prescribed medications. So, a long way to go to say. That's why I haven't done a live stream in a while. And as you noticed, it's been a while since I did an unboxing too, and I'm going to edit. I just shot one. I will edit, hopefully get that up tonight. But it's just the amount of energy it takes. And there have been some days when all I can do is, be in the recliner, drinking juices and teas. And even that, it takes energy to do that self care, to be able to get up and make the tea. And my husband and my son help me. Yes, they do. Yes, they absolutely do. Um, but when I get in that place, there's just really not much to do but be there. But one of the things that I have done since I started acupuncture is bringing my intake of current events into proportion, into balance with my needs and my state. And I get up in the morning and I put on Kelly Howell, which is binaural beat recording, and it is theta and gamma. Theta is deep relaxation, gamma is high focus, it's flow state. And when you do these things with headphones, it puts these frequencies in your ears that cause your brain to entrain to those frequencies. And it works. It absolutely works. I can feel it working. So I do that first thing in the morning, and while I'm doing that, I do readings for myself, and I've been throwing the dice to pick decks, and it's been really fun. And then every once in a while, I'll pick a deck and work with it for, several days. Um, so I'm shifting, I'm changing my life again. And I have stopped watching, political videos. Yes, I'm keeping up on things because this is a vital time in our democracy. Okay, soapbox coming. We're in pitched battle for the life of our democracy right now, and it is important. And what's going on in the Middle East is incredibly important. And prayers and energy to everyone in Gaza and everyone suffering, all the innocent bystanders of this um, narcissistic event that's going on. Um, so I'm not going to check out. I am vitally interested. I read Heather Cox Richardson every day, and she's a very good way to keep in touch with the the stream, the vitally important things that are unfolding. But I am backing away from some of the more sensational stuff. I love the Midas Touch Network, but I'm picking and choosing what I want to watch, and I watch enough to get the information, bail out, Um, so just changing my life, and this morning I woke up and it was 57 degrees already. And I opened the window and we had a thunderstorm go through on February 27th. And I sat here and drank my coffee and did my readings with, the smell of rain and thunder. It was amazing. So again, shifting focus. It does help. But even in the midst of feeling wonderful and doing everything right, I can flare up to a non-functional degree. So yeah, that's the line that I walk. And I have missed you guys. And my patrons, I don't fault anybody if you want to bail at this time. Um, I don't give my patrons extra content because I'm realistic about what I can do. And I am grateful for the $3 you send me every month that allows me to buy a deck. I am grateful, grateful, grateful. Um, so yeah, I don't really have a succinct end to this. I just wanted to say hi and that I miss you and that I miss live streams. And if I continue to feel good, um, tomorrow, which is Wednesday, I may do a short live stream just to say hi and connect because I miss you guys. So, um, I'll throw my hand in when I am able, and I love this channel. I love um, it pulls me forward. It gives me something to look forward to and something to, gives me a reason to pull myself out of things or to work a little bit harder when I don't feel like it at all. So, anyway, if you hung out this long, you are a true fan. I love you. I adore you. And I'll see you next time. Blessed be.